An amazing man could have written you, but you'll never know because you're being you.
Well, if me being me is the problem, then it's not meant to be.
What?
Despite having to commute regularly between New York City and Pauatahanui, Wellington, Stephania LaVie Owen has managed to rack up a pretty impressive CV despite her tender years. It helps that she looks rather younger than those years, particularly in Paper Spiders, where she plays 17-year-old New Yorker Melanie.
All we have left is each other.
Love you, Mom.
We meet Melanie and her widowed mother Dawn as they're shown around a California university. Melanie's excited, but Dawn is tense about it. Is Melanie ready to leave the family home for the other side of the country? Well, it turns out Melanie isn't the one to worry about.
Mama, please don't ask him a million questions.
Oh, come on now. Give me some credit.
Hey! Hi.
Does anyone call you Danny?
Not
Where
really,
are your
ma'am,
parents
no.
from?
You don't have to.
Dawn, played by indie queen Lili Taylor, gets increasingly neurotic. Not adorable New York movie neurotic like Mum in Lady Bird, more you need help neurotic. And since Dawn won't go to a psychiatrist herself, Melanie has to report on her to the school counsellor.
I'm here because of my mom.
Me too.
My hopes for the film were raised slightly with the hilariously self-absorbed Mr. Wessler, Me Too. But sadly, those sorts of comic touches proved few and far between in Paper Spiders. The story starts when Dawn becomes convinced that the next-door neighbour is out to get her.
She's always been quirky.
I can't help it. I'm inquisitive.
Maybe a little neurotic.
It's loaded with saturated fats that clog your arteries.
Oh.
Bet nothing like this. What are you doing?
Shh. The neighbor threw a rock at me.
What?
Melanie doesn't immediately see the signs. Maybe Mum's right. There are some creepy people out there. Why shouldn't the neighbour be one of them? Maybe Paper Spiders will turn into Rear Window. Melanie even compares notes with friends at school.
Aren't you scared that he's gonna murder you in his sleep and bury you in his yard? Oh my God. Well, I wasn't until now.
She thinks our neighbor's stalking her, climbing on our roof. Every little noise she believes is an attack.
She's paying me to follow him.
When things escalate to the point where her mother hires a private detective, one she can hardly afford, by the way, Melanie starts to realise that things are getting out of hand. OK, Mum has a bee in her bonnet. What's the best way to talk her down?
How do I convince my mom that it's all in her head?
That's gonna be hard.
She's off the edge.
Paper Spiders was made by husband and wife filmmakers Natalie and Enon Champagnier, and predictably it's based on Natalie's real-life experience with her own mother. This means that the script follows many of the paths that I assume she did herself, like finding a nice, sensible Mr. Right to take Dawn's mind off things. Someone like Howard in this case.
Mom, maybe don't bring this up to Howard.
I tell it like it is.
Right, so can you not tell it like it is?
Even if such a thing could help with Dawn, Melanie takes her eye off the ball when she becomes involved with her own potential significant other. His name's Danny. He's fresh out of rehab with rich, frankly useless parents. So, not Mr. Right then.
There's a mistake waiting to happen.
And all the time, Dawn is getting worse. Her relationship with the neighbour deteriorates even further. She gets fired at work. She doesn't trust anyone, not even Melanie. Whatever's wrong with her, it's clearly beyond the powers of well-meaning amateurs like Melanie to fix.
I'm not going to sit back and do nothing.
Do you have any idea what I'm going through? Did it even occur to you that I just got fired from my job?
It's also, I have to say, a bit of a slog with well-meaning filmmakers who assume that because it's based on real life and they're telling it like it is, somehow that's the same thing as an engaging narrative. The acting is fine, by the way, led by the always reliable Lili Taylor and the one to watch Stephania LaVie Owen, another multi-syllable New Zealand star on the rise like Thomasin Harcourt Mackenzie and Dwayne Wickman Evans Jr.
I don't need you in my life anymore.
Look what he did to us, my own daughter. He turned against me.
Let
I was sorry to see some of the other characters fade early in the film, though, to make room for more scenes between mother and daughter. Perhaps Paper Spiders needed a third writer, not quite so deeply invested in the real-life events, to give it a little more depth, and to suggest they maybe lose the title Paper Spiders.